So let's go ahead and throw up a Solana chart here for everyone. And we can kind of see exactly what is happening. So, forgive my little charting. Again, it's been something that I've been watching pretty close here. But as Solana has broken out of this bull flag over here on the daily chart, you can kind of see that it was just, again, downwards consolidation. We oftentimes refer to this as a falling parallel channel via a bull flag, which is what led to this breakout. And so it was able to rally off the lows of about $78 down here, all the way back up through the 50-day moving average, which is that pink/red line that we have, and then also through the 20-day moving average, which is the bluish line. Now, after it broke up right through both of these, you can see that it did what we like to call a break, a hook, and a go, where it started closing above these major moving averages, not only closing above them, but kind of bouncing off them, and then just shooting like a jetpack right to the upside.
Yeah, the break, hook, and go, it's the same thing as like, a breakout of resistance and then a subsequent retest of that resistance for those who might be more familiar with that terminology.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're kind of looking at this thing saying, hey, not only are the technicals, like not only is the chart looking pretty solid on Solana, but like the fundamental side of things, there's a lot of great news. I know that they've had a ton of activity. We've talked about their airdrops. We've talked about their daily active users, all of this stuff. It's kind of like a perfect blend over here. And, this is something that we talked about, I think, on our beginning of the year market update. But man, if you were to rewind a year ago and kind of tell someone in the future that, hey, Solana is going to have all of these statistics. It's going to be passing Ethereum and Bitcoin in these different metrics. Most people, I would say 99% of people, would look at you and say, you are crazy. There's no way that's going to happen. And yet here we are. Solana's had a great recovery story, and they've proven that they never needed FTX to kind of become the force that they are today. And that's reassuring, knowing that they have that kind of independency when a year, 2 years ago, people didn't think that. So
it's testament to them, because I know I've said it a couple times, but like Austin Federa has been on twice. I know we had Solana Mobile on this year. Like that ecosystem was excited to get their voice out and be heard even when they were down in the dumps. And, obviously there's marketing your product, but when we interviewed them, and you can, hear the interviews in our catalog, is like they were excited. They were excited. They wanted to come on. They invited us to Amsterdam to go to their event. They wanted people to hear their story, and I think that's a testament to their community, their team.
Absolutely. Well, when we're looking at the Bitcoin side of things, Bitcoin is, or I guess Solana is not the only crypto out there that has seen some positive price action. Bitcoin actually very slightly peaked below the lows over here. Again, we've seen this kind of be a range for it for a while, but it did peak just below this before it saw a really fast recovery back inside of this kind of sideways consolidation zone between the lows that we're used to and then this yearly high of around 49,000. And so kind of the big concern for a lot of people was, as we alluded to the idea of the break, hook, and go earlier, the big concern here was, is Bitcoin going to do a bearish break, hook, and go? And the answer was a definite no. So as soon as it broke down, it saw a ton of buyers come in, shoot the price back up, not only back into kind of this bullish, sideways consolidation zone that we've been in, but also above the 20 and 50-day moving average as well. And so now we have Bitcoin not only closing above the 20, but also closing above the 50-day moving average, and price is still climbing. Now, Ethereum's in a similar boat. It's not above the 20 yet, but it is above the 50 as of today. And so Ethereum's outperforming Bitcoin about 3-1 today. So, or at least it was. And so Ethereum's up about 2.6% and Bitcoin's up 0.8%. And so what this means is that we're starting to finally see a climb, a relief in Ethereum dominance in comparison to Bitcoin. Now, if we roll back to just a few weeks ago at the beginning of January, we can see that there was this giant climb in Ethereum dominance. It went all the way above the 200-day moving average. This is something that it hasn't been able to do really in over a year. And likewise, we saw Bitcoin dominance fall beneath its 200-day moving average, which is something that also hasn't happened in a year. And so today is one of those days where Bitcoin dominance is starting to retrace just a little bit. ETH dominance is beginning to climb. And as the buyers are coming back, we kind of see this happen where people look at altcoins because they know that they can get more out of them, mainly because of the size of their market caps being smaller, so that they know that they can invest maybe a smaller amount of money and see a potentially greater return. And so there's attention just like this one, like all across the board. I know Sui was another one that we've been talking about. We've been paying attention to it. If you're one of the Crypt Nation listeners that is listening in, we've actually talked about Sui quite a bit in the past. I think we've actually even done a full newsletter on this thing. And
we had them on the podcast too.
Yeah, and I mean, heck, we've had them on the podcast. And they're doing.
They're a bunch of former like Facebook developers that went over and started Libra. If you guys remember Facebook Libra coin, which eventually got stopped. It was like David Marcus was doing this thing and high up at Facebook, and then they had to pull the plug on it for whatever political reasons or regulatory reasons. So all those people at Libra left Facebook and Libra and started Sui.
Yeah, we had him on 6 months ago.
Yeah.
If you want to go back into the catalog, episode 552, we do a deep
552 was 6 months ago?
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Time flies when we're having fun, right?
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's just lots of great things. I mean, we could probably talk about charts all day. But for the sake of time, that's what we're seeing. Again, things are looking bullish. Does it mean that prices can't fall to new lows? I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I think that the longer that we're doing the kind of movements that we are, it becomes increasingly less likely. Things are looking increasingly more bullish. So I wouldn't say that, a fall maybe into the mid 30s is completely unreasonable. But again, I just think that the longer we continue this trend upwards, the less likely it is becoming. So mid to long term, I'm still very, very bullish. Bryce, I'll loop you in here, kind of get your thoughts on it as well. But
throw up, or I'll do it since you just closed yours. Let me, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that's Render. Obviously bullish on it. Here's my watch list. I wanted to show you guys Solana in terms of Ethereum. So this is Sol. So like if you take a look at this chart, what's stronger, Solana or Ethereum? You could see in this period of time, when this chart was falling, Ethereum was stronger than Solana. Now Solana bottomed out, okay, during the FTX sort of collapse, and very clearly has rallied hard. And so this seems like it's continuing to have some strong momentum. You do have, a rollover in some momentum. You got a rollover in some momentum. So, this could be, closer to a blow off top where we could have, a really sharp move followed by a contraction, basically blowing up past the highs and then contracting and sort of consolidating on the highs as the momentum catches back up. So Solana versus ETH is bullish. Solana versus Bitcoin is also bullish. Sorry, this is a mess, but let me go to, got all sorts of different alarms there. So, you can see very clearly, showing a series of, bull flag corrections and breakouts. Looks like we're on kind of on the precipice of another breakout, expecting strong sort of altcoin seasonality. We did, roll over on momentum here. But we're actually oversold on this moment. This is kind of like an RSI oscillator. So kind of an interesting little momentum indicator. And we've also got, our on balance volume, which is still bullish on this. So yeah, altcoin's still looking strong. And yeah, Sol in terms of the dollar breaking out, it's funny. We drew this pattern out on one of our calls back on the 5th of January, where it was in this contraction. We said, it's going to be a bull flag, but we need to test this angle and break out. And I just left this one up, and it's pretty much worked out to a T. So that's good to see. The dollar is not strong against crypto right now. And if we want to move on here before we run out of time, I wanted to pull up MakerDAO. MakerDAO from a fundamental standpoint, or from a technical standpoint first, it's hitting up against this volume weighted average price from the peak. You can see we're bumping up against resistance, but We're above, the 200-week moving average. You just had a golden cross of the 20-week and the 200-week moving average. If you kind of look on a daily time frame, let's get rid of some drawings here. Clear sort of, bull flag forming. I'm bullish on this, and if you kind of look at what they're doing in terms of profits, on an annualized basis, actually, and Tivo, I'll have you throw up the tweet from Vance Spencer, who is a crypto hedge fund legend. He runs a fund called Framework. He tweeted out just the other day that he noticed $120 million of annualized profit for MakerDAO. And MakerDAO takes parts of that profit, I think something like half of it or up to a certain cap, maybe 50 million or 100 million, somewhere around there, and buys back MakerDAO tokens off of the market. So I think this is a really underrated narrative, and you can see he says Maker soon with hat, which is kind of a meme, right? Dog with hat was just this crazy meme coin that went up thousands and thousands of %. Maker's doing a rebrand, and it's not like as memey as or it's not as meme-ish as there it is as Dog with hat, but they're redenominating their token, and so the Maker token at $2,000, they're going to come up with a new governance token where you'll be able to get smaller units for your token. So you got, instead of one Maker token at $2,000, you'll have 20,000 Maker tokens at a few cents. And so they're going to redenominate that. So it should be pretty interesting. And as we saw, one of our buddies over at the TIE, Josh Frank, Eric Sabursky, two of our good friends and legends in the space as well, did a research, sort of a quick research report showing unit bias and how it exists. And what they found was, historically, the smaller the unit, the lower the price, even if the market cap is high. I mean, most people don't really understand the concept of market cap. So people, if they saw in the last bull market, the best performing coins on average were coins that were priced below 10 cents. That's pretty crazy. So, unit bias, one of those crazy, weird things that doesn't make sense logically, but it exists.
Yeah. And another kind of cool thing about Maker is I was looking at where it stands in terms of protocol revenue compared to every other protocol out there. And they're actually number one in the last 30 days, which means that Maker is beating Lido, MetaMask, Aave, PancakeSwap, GMX, you name it. They are number one in the last 30 days at $14.22 million. So,
wow.
If you're looking at any kind of traditional company, you're going to look at their revenue. Are they profitable? How profitable are they? I would say kind of a similar thing goes with crypto. If you're seeing the number one most profitable, revenue-based protocol out there, for me, that's a big green flag. And I think for a lot of people, it likely is as well.
Yeah. For any folks who are out there who are fundamental sort of analysts in the equities market, take a look at Maker. You might be surprised. And full disclosure, all the coins that we talk about here on the show, in one way or another, Tivo, Brendan, myself, people who help us produce the podcasts, affiliates of ours, businesses that we're involved with, we hold exposure to a lot of the tokens that we talk about. We want to be fully transparent with that. But who would we be if we were talking all this stuff and we didn't have skin in the game? So we've got skin in the game. We just want you guys to know that, for instance, Maker, we spent a lot of time talking about it. Solana, we spent a lot of time talking about it. We've got exposure to these assets. We believe in them. We truly are drinking our own Kool-Aid here. And we're not just talking about how we think this is the future of finance, but we're putting all of our eggs kind of in the crypto basket. Of course, we've still got some diversification there. But as Tivo once said, never go all in.
No, and I look forward to hopefully announcing a jet ski on this podcast this year, this bull run. That's the goal. That's the end goal. If not, why am I in?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, sentiment is looking great, gentlemen. I know we're all excited about it, and I hope that the listeners who are kind of joining us here, I hope that you can just get a fraction of our excitement and then really just see why we're so bullish on everything that's happening here. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Again, this is going to be your number one source for everything that's happening in the great world of crypto. It doesn't matter if it's the technicals on the charts or the fundamentals in the news. We're here to bring it to you in a fairly timely fashion because we understand that you all really shouldn't have to go and spend hours and hours and days of research finding this all out and having to understand it yourself. So we want to be the ones to do that for you. So thanks for tuning in to this week's crypto market update, and we will see you at the same time, same place next week.